Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on NVIDIA. They got a bunch of good news just came out. I like this stock. I need to buy some more of it. It split a while back, and we'll go over some information on that. But this is NVIDIA, ticker NVDA. Here you can see it's up over 71% in the last year. Could have got a nice dip there at 115, and now it's 258. Here in the last 3 months, down over 13%. In the last month, down 1.79%. Here in the last week, it's down again. And here today, it's actually down a little bit more. So, not that I give tax, legal, or trading advice, but since it is down, might be a buying opportunity. I have a partial share here, and there's my cost basis, so wish that was a couple shares. That would be a nice profit, a nice 190% return. If you don't know much about NVIDIA, they design, manufacture computer graphics, processors, chipsets, and related multimedia software. Feel free to pause and go over the rest. They've been around since 1993. 73.27 million shares being traded. The average is about 50 million. $662.76 billion market cap. A 52-week low of 115.67 and a high of 346.47. Great ratings on this one. Currently at a 80% buy. And here's their earnings. Just keeps going up and up. Last was $1.22 per share estimate, and they hit $1.32, so excellent. Here's where it split in July of last year. So 4 for 1, so for every one share you had, you get 4. So here's kind of, if you're a math expert, you can figure that out. It was a forward split. And so I think this used to be about a $500 stock. I can't remember what it was before the split. As you can see here, where I bought it back in June 12th of 2020 at $355.57 is what it was back then. So, and now it's $258, but that was before the split prices, so that's why my cost basis is so low. Moving on here, over on Microsoft Bing, currently showing it as a buy with a 1-year price target of $340.58. NVIDIA posts record sales amid broad chip demand. NVIDIA reported a 53% increase in sales from a year ago period. So that's quite an improvement. NVIDIA forecasts upbeat current quarter sales. Adds background fourth quarter revenue of February 16. Chipmaker NVIDIA on Wednesday forecast current quarter revenue above analyst estimates, banking on the supercharged demand for data centers. Company is the world's largest maker of graphic and artificial intelligence chips, which I've talked about on the channel here a couple times, and there has been a shortage of chips as of lately. We're trying to get that turned around a little bit, and moving forward. So with tech firms venturing into the metaverse, I've talked about the metaverse here once or twice on the channel this week. I made a couple videos about that, so you'll have to look at my last couple videos. And a spike in demand for a data center, the company has ranked in billions in revenue. NVIDIA expects a first quarter revenue of $8.1 billion plus or minus 2% compared with analyst estimates of $7.29 billion according to IBES data from Refinitiv. Results come in on the heels of SoftBank Group Corp. 9,984 point collapse deal to sell chip designer ARM to NVIDIA, worth up to $50 billion at current market prices. It would have been the largest chip deal ever. Nvidia reported fourth quarter revenue of $7.64 billion, compared with estimates of $7.42 billion. Nvidia gives upbeat revenue forecast. Applied Materials sees supply chain challenges, and I just talked about Applied Materials. Looks like on the 15th. I was talking about Applied Materials, monster metaverse stock. You'll have to watch that video as well. Chipmaker Nvidia on Wednesday forecasts current quarter revenue above analyst estimates, banking on strong demand for data centers. And so again, kind of some of the same information, so we're just going to scroll through this. Talks about the metaverse. It looks like pretty much the same info, just on a different website here. So still, the company said it sold $550 million in crypto-specific cards. Fiscal 2022 ended on January 30th, and only $24 million in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter gaming revenue was a record $3.42 billion, up 37% from a year ago. The results come from the heels of a SoftBank Group Corp's collapsed the deal to sell chip designer ARM to Nvidia due to regulatory hurdles. In all these different applications, we intend to bring the full spectrum of NVIDIA accelerated computing platform to NVIDIA ARM CPUs. So NVIDIA is just a huge company. It's growth stock, as you can see. They did do their split, and I'm sure they'll be doing it again. So NVIDIA profit doubles, and execs see accelerated growth ahead of despite supply chain concerns, and this is just 1 hour ago. So they provided a strong forecast despite supply constraints on Wednesday after doubling profits and producing record sales in the holiday quarter. After earnings reached $3 billion and quarterly revenue surged past $7.5 billion for the first time over the holidays, NVIDIA executives suggested sales could top $8 billion for the first time in the current quarter. Driven primarily by the data center sales, they forecast revenue in the fiscal first year of $7.94 billion to $8.26 billion, well above the $7.31 billion estimated on average by analysts surveyed by FactSet. Here kind of goes over some Q1 guidance. Shares hovered steadily around 2% decline after hours, following a less than 0.1% advance in the regular session to close at $265.11. Shares closed at a split-adjusted all-time high of $333.76 on November 29th. All share and per-share figures are presented as split-adjusted, which can always be slightly confusing unless you're really good at math and doing the split. But I like it when stocks split, but talking about the prices and all of that, it becomes kind of confusing, especially if you're not willing to sit down with a calculator and figure it out, so it can be rather confusing. Here it kind of goes over the fourth quarter net income. Revenue surged a record $7.64 billion, up 53% from $5 billion. That is just huge. No wonder the stock price is growing. NVIDIA underwhelms in first results since scraping ARM deal. And this is just dated here today. So they walked away from a $40 billion acquisition of ARM earlier in the month, failed to impress investors with the latest forecast, a sign of lofty expectations from the most valuable U.S. chipmaker. The shares slipped more than 2% in late trading. Chief Executive Officer has turned a niche business, graphics cards and gamers, into a chip empire worth more than $600 billion. And I'm sure Jensen Huang is more than paid well in regards to the growth of NVIDIA. So Over here on StockTwits, currently at 265.11, low of 115.67, and high of 346.47. After closing out and taking profits today, I am 4 for 4 on making good money on trading Nvidia. I was expecting one more green day, but the current market climate, it didn't happen. Nothing else in there that we haven't already went over. Here on Emerson Money, currently showing it as a buy. And here on TipRanks, currently showing it as a strong buy. So with a 34% upside to 355.68, high of 400, low of 250. But that is it for Nvidia. If you have Nvidia, go ahead and list it in the comments along with your cost basis, any other information you'd like to share. And if there's any other stocks you want me to make a video on, I'd be happy to look at those as well. Just go ahead and leave it in the comments. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.